like to try?
Wow, no. But
I'm afraid to break my bones.
But I've always loved. I have the highest respect for cheerleaders, and I've always loved watching the sports. Let's bring it on, man.
Bring it on.
It's such a 90s, it's such a 90s movie, big hype.
Exactly. There are many movies inspired by cheerleading, right?
Yeah, that's true. Now, what a great performance from Archers All-Stars as they cheer up our evening today and see the stories. Welcome back to this our new show, by the way.
That's right. Welcome back. And anyway, the place of your training, on a weekly basis is the same as I train theater, actually, at Bulungan, right? So welcome to the show, guys. And to delve more into the spirit of cheerleading, joining us in the studio today is the Indonesian Cheer Association President Dian Anggraini and Indonesian Cheer Association Secretary Idam Imarshan. So thank you for joining us today.
Well, the pleasure was ours.
It was an amazing performance.
It was so cool.
Thank you.
So challenging.
Yeah.
A very challenging routine. And
They're one of our best, actually.
Wow, no wonder. Right, so talking about your organization, guys, what
Yes.
year was it founded and what's the inspiration behind it?
Well, Indonesian Cheer Association was founded in 2007 in Bandung. And well, actually, we tried to expand cheerleading and make it as a recognized sport in Indonesia. And I was the first certified coach and judge in Indonesia. International Cheer Union, our national governing, the global governing body, tried to expand cheerleading all over the world. And Indonesia has one of the biggest cheerleaders, actually, since like 35 years ago.
Really? So
Yes.
Indonesia has...
With the amount of our population, it's a big pool for sports all around the world. It's very
But
attractive.
is it only concentrated in big cities such as Indonesia, Surabaya, or it's well spread?
Well, nowadays it's well spread. We have in Mongolia.
In
No, I mean
Indonesia itself.
Oh, I mean Indonesia. Yeah, we have in
We have 14 provinces.
14 provinces,
14
includes
provinces.
Papua.
Including Papua.
Cool.
Yes, including Papua and small, like, I don't know,
Sumatra, Bali,
Sumatra,
Nusa
Bali,
Tenggara,
yeah.
and
Yeah,
some
Lombok
Kalimantan.
and some Kalimantan.
So I think what's really important to understand is we're talking to you both who are actually the governing body of the sport here in Indonesia. So it's not just an organization, but you're the official governing body of cheerleading as a sport here in Indonesia. And I understand that it's very challenging as a sports and politics person myself, and it takes the structure to understand that you have to have a certain amount of provinces. So
Yes.
you actually said it's very well spread, and there's a lot of cheerleading going on in Indonesia. But what's been the how does the association support this growth of cheerleading across Indonesia? Because one thing is easy to spread the sport, but organizationally you also have to grow to be able to be recognized as a national sport, right?
Yes, right.
Yeah, I could say that ICA has been actively involved in the growth of cheerleading in Indonesia in past decades. We started by establishing some provincial representatives across Indonesia. As you said earlier, that we already have 14 provinces in Indonesia, and after the establishment of provincial committees, we developed coaching clinic to introduce the safety guidelines for cheerleaders set out by the International Cheer Union, the global governing body of cheerleading. And we also organize cheerleading competition, starting from the province level to the national level, and we also host the
we recently
international-
just hosted the Asian
International
Cheerleading
Cheerleading
Championship
I see.
2 weeks ago in Bali.
How many coaches do you have in total in Indonesia?
Oh,
Because
we have-
they have, for safeguarding purposes, they have to be certified by you because this is a high risk
Yes,
sport,
they have
right?
sport. Well, we have listed like, I think more than 150 coaches
All around
all Indonesia.
Oh, wow.
Certified.
Right. So this sport is actually not yet competed in the Olympics, right?
Not yet.
Not yet. But in
Not yet.
Asia level, you've got your own competition like
Yes.
Asia Pacific.
Until world level.
Until world level.
Yeah, we have
So-
world championship every year in Orlando.
Right. So I just learned that in 2024 there was Asian Pacific Cheer Cup. This is the one that you referred to.
Yeah, we had
It's held in Bali,
two
right?
competitions. So We have the cup. It's more like open competition, so every country can join. And Asian Championships, only Asian.
Right.
And only national teams.
So how was your organization's involvement in those two championships? The one was being held in Bali, right?
Yes.
We organized the event. We gathered more than 1,000 athletes from 9 countries in Bali. And we're glad that it went well, and all the participants enjoyed the competition, and of course enjoy Bali.
Right.
And I think it's not only the gather is not only for competition, but also it is an avenue
It's
for
more like gathering.
Yes,
Gathering.
gathering.
Yeah.
They share,
Asian cheerleaders,
to-
knowing
they get to know
each other.
yeah.
Right. So 9 countries participating. Who won?
Well, actually, Indonesia got the most medals.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Wow.
but actually,
Is it because of the host country? No.
no, because we had the
International judges, right?
international judges. We only have one judge from Indonesia actually. We have judges from United States, Japan, Mongolia, China, Thailand, Chinese Taipei. But actually, scoring-wise, Chinese Taipei.
Chinese Taipei, interesting.
Yeah, well, they're the strongest cheerleader.
Well, it takes a lot, but it's a great thing because when you host international, competitions here in Indonesia, it builds your credibility as an organization as well. How has that contributed to helping you connect with the government? Because we're talking here of a national, national growth of the sport. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, actually, it's our 5th time hosting the Asian National Championship. Once in 2016, we are involved in TAFISA. It's like Olympic for
other sports that not included in Olympics.
Okay.
Okay, so Indonesia was the host and cheerleading one of the sports. So we actually connected with the sport Ministry of Youth and Sport,
Yeah.
actually.
And more that's even also supported by Ministry of Tourism.
Yeah, and tourism and
creative
creative economy this year.
Right.
So we actually connected and we actually recognized. But yeah, we're still
Growing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
growing and trying to have them more involved.
Right.
In our organization.
You guys mentioned that the sport has been evenly spread in Indonesia, right? But
Yes.
compared to, for example, like 10 years ago compared to now, how is the development of the sport in Indonesia, and what challenges have you been, facing on a daily basis?
Well, the challenge is always about support from governments. Of course, the facilities.
Money.
Money, of course, because this sport is categorized as extreme sport,
Yep.
very highly
Yeah.
risk. So we need mats, and not everyone has mats because it's quite expensive. And 80% of our children are, students, so they practice at schools. So not a lot of school has mats and something like that. So they should, rent gym or something. It costs,
Yeah.
of course,
At their own cost.
at their own cost.
Right.
Well, we have mats. We have 2 sets of mats, like international standard mats.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
it's like they can use it anytime they want, but it's quite heavy, and to
Yeah.
transport it, it's
Yeah.
of course again costs money.
You know what? During their training, Kai, at my place as well, it's just next to each other, right? The jump that they usually do is much, much higher than that.
Of course.
I was surprised and I was afraid as well that, something bad happened to them, but you guys did it professionally, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that goes to our next question. We know that this is a very popular sport. A lot of people see it in movies.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are attracted to this because, wow, this is not, this is real athleticism. But can you explain more about cheerleading as a sport? Like what elements does it come and what kind of skills does it require? As basic, what kind of sport it is?
Well, mostly they need gymnastic skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the flexibility is like mostly used in the routine. But when they found out this sport back in United States in 1898, it started by all male, no female, because considered dangerous.
Yep.
And they only they cheer for other sports, as such as
Basketball, American
basketball,
football.
American football. So they started the organization, the International Cheer Union. They set up the standard safety rules and basic technique, and they spread it all over the world. And I started cheerleading in '95. We don't have that rules. We don't have the mats. We don't have anyone expert. So ICU, they travel around the world to socialize about the safety rules and the basic standards technique. And we learned back in 2007, start in 2007. And it's not easy. It wasn't easy.
I can imagine.
Yeah, because we started as school sport, and once they graduate, they stop.
Yes.
So we need to start all over again.
So are your athletes professional athletes when it comes to like past school, or is there an age range?
They have age range in each division. We have level 1 to level 6 based on age and difficulty level. So, but now it's getting more popular each year because we also have, every time we have international events in Indonesia, they learn something, they see something, and it becomes their goal, Indonesian cheerleaders become, I want to be like them, I want to be like these athletes from this country and everyone.
Right.
Aim to motivate the cheerleaders to train harder
Yeah.
and to win medals, because especially for the students athlete, once they got a title from the competition, they will get an advantage to enter when
Their
they
favorite
apply-
school.
apply
Yeah.
to the higher
With
education.
using the certificate.
Locally,
That is
it's
why
called
it's popular.
It adds to their point.
jalur prestasi.
Prestasi.
That's right. Yeah.
So Dian, you mentioned that the sport was started with all males athletes,
Yes.
but then it became all females, almost all females athletes.
Female
But then-
dominated now.
Female dominated athletes. But when I saw from movies and from social media, there are males as well. But in
Yes.
terms of Indonesia, is it quite popular for male athletes to participate?
Yeah, I think it's
Getting there.
Getting there?
It's getting there.
we have some teams that the majority is male cheerleaders. I think it is getting popular compared to when I was in high school back 12 years ago.
Yeah, it was hard to have male athletes for cheerleading.
Yeah, because movies like Bring It On are very female oriented,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
feminine. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
those are real athletes, by the way.
Yeah.
well, the International Cheer Union, every year they develop and try to update the rules, so it's more like sports. So it's to attract male athletes also.
Yeah,
Before we have like dance section in every routine, now we start to remove it so male can.
And there's a reluctance, I think, for males to use pom-pom, right? Because it's just
Yeah.
too girly.
But males don't use pom-poms, right?
They can.
But they can.
They
yeah.
can.
But most of cheerleading,
Yeah,
videos
but
that I
pom-pom
saw
usage
using that.
it will only be like 30 seconds in the routines.
Ah.
There are also other props like megaphones or
And
banner
flags, something like
There
that.
are other props.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we'll continue our talk after the break. We need to take a break for a while, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back.